Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Weekly Profit Talk. The weekly is because we do this every single week on Wednesday at 8:30 Mountain Time. That is 7:30 if you're on the West Coast, 10:30 if you're on the East Coast. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. This week's topic is the medical practice owner's financial edge. Now, we are going to go through a 4-week series, and this is the first of 4 parts. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this. What the medical practice owner's financial edge is not, to begin with. It's not a new shiny object that you found online or a clever deduction that you learned about sitting during happy hour, talking to your peers. What it is, it's the quiet confidence of knowing what's coming ahead of you and not just what's behind you. A practice with the edge knows before the bookkeeper calls whether hiring that new medical assistant in July is financially wise. Now, you understand that if you're running a bookkeeper practice with a once-a-year relationship with a tax guy to get your returns done, there's a lot of information that you're not getting. Uh, Most importantly, the information that you are getting is basically History 101. Your financial statements, including your profit and loss, your balance sheet, and your statement of cash flows, tells you what has happened. What we're talking about is giving you the tools to know what's going to happen in the future. It's not magic, it's rhythm built into leadership. So, the reason most practices don't have it, and yours might not either, the thing is, it, first of all, don't think that you've been lazy or unqualified or just left in the dark or ignorant or anything like that. You're missing it because you're not aware of it. Nobody's ever put it together for you. Most medical practices are set up for compliance, not strategy. I mentioned that just a little bit earlier here. Compliance is basically keeping a good set of books, um, having an idea where your money's already gone. Um, you could and you should be looking at several ratios, including revenue per patient. But again, these are all historical data figures. Your tax preparer files a return, your bookkeeper records the transactions. Each of them does what they do and they do it well, but neither of them is watching the full board for you. Okay. So there's a gap there, and it's not just a gap of execution. It's a gap of guidance without which you are just guessing. What the edge actually delivers for you. When you have the edge, the difference shows up everywhere. You fund retirement throughout the year rather than scramble in December. Imagine pre-planning this back in January, knowing exactly what your maximum contribution allowable is going to be for the year, and then having that divided by 12 and coming out month by month so it doesn't all sting at once or you don't have to scramble to do it before the deadline the following year. You time bonuses to reduce tax, not to trigger it. Um, and this is going back to something that I call bank balance accounting, which is you take a look in your account, it's got several thousand bucks, and think to yourself, I've got money. But do you? Thing is, if you're not planning properly ahead and you don't know the overheads that are coming the remainder of the month, you could, in fact, be taking money away that belongs someplace else in the near future. You reinvest with confidence because you can actually see the runway and you can sleep at night through April without needing a prescription for it. That's right. My the companies that I provide services for, the spit it out here. um, the basic object of the game is to uh, ensure that you are looking forward to tax season every year as a time to measure um, the metrics of your business throughout the year. Not dread it like a trip to the dentist's office, which is going to be a painful bummer involving thousands of dollars of excess money going out of possibly a savings account or even installment agreements. The thing is, if you plan for taxes throughout the year, you shouldn't owe more than $1,000 when you file the following year. That's right. It's possible, and you can actually look forward to tax season without stress. This is not a luxury outcome. This is These are baseline outcomes for practices that operate with financial leadership instead of financial cleanup and the typical day-to-day compliance. So, the financial edge basically means having good, solid data to look forward and actually make decisions for the near future based on actual data and not guesswork. So, with that, let me I'm sorry. Excuse me. Um, Let me follow up with this. This is the first of four parts, and we're going to share this on a weekly basis. Next week, I want to talk about what it looks like to run your medical practice with a CFO level clarity, and to do so without paying CFO level salaries. Week after that, we'll talk about some of the blind spots that quietly drain the money out of your practice. And the final week, we'll bring it all together and we'll talk about what it looks like to work with a fractional CFO relationship, including advisory services. And we'll even talk a little bit about typical costs and whether the math makes sense for you. So until next week, which we're very much looking forward to, I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. So rest of your Wednesday, sorry, and the rest of your week as well. And if you have a chance today, do something randomly kind for a stranger. So until next week, we'll see you at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time.